Yo, what is going on, brother dudes? Thanks a lot for joining me on another episode of Full Heel Podcast. Today is November 13th, 2019. We're talking about AEW Dynamite for today. Joining me tonight, my brother, my buddy, my friend, my tag team partner, brother dude, Jesus Monsoon Mendez.
Yeah, there's a monsoon coming through, brother.
Should I get like a badass natural disaster's name? Like you got Typhoon.
No, I got monsoon.
Should
Yeah,
I be Typhoon?
well, there's already a typhoon.
Yeah. Did they have to change his name to Shark
He was a shark.
because of legal things? Because he was named.
No, he was the shark in WCW.
Yeah, but they named him something, and they're like, you can't name him after another natural disaster because he was part of the natural disasters. So
yeah,
they changed him to Shark.
yeah, they might have Avalanche.
Yeah, he was
the Avalanche.
right. So WWF threatened to sue because he was a natural disaster.
Yeah,
So they switched him to Shark, and
Shark
then they
attack.
kicked him out of the Dungeon of Doom, and they shaved half his head,
yeah.
which is weird. And then
Yeah,
he
was
started going by his name.
he was
John Tenta.
Yeah, he was walking around with like half
Yeah,
a
that's-
mullet,
that's
half a
being-
skullet.
That started being his thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but we're here to talk about AEW Full Gear and AEW Dynamite for today. Quick one. We'll try to get it all in there as much as we can. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
So I bullied you into buying AEW with me on Saturday. Thanks for coming on Saturday.
No, you didn't bully me, man. I had a blast, and I'm glad I came through.
I think it was worth it. The 25.
Well, the 25 apiece, yeah.
Yeah, the 25 piece.
It was definitely worth what we paid.
Mm-hmm.
It's been one of the better I guess what you would call this. Yeah, I know it's a pay-per-view, but I guess it's one of the better pay-per-view events that we've seen, because I don't know if we would necessarily call what WWE does on the network as pay-per-views, but whatever, for all intents and purposes, we'll put everything in the same category.
Would they be events or specials now? Since
Yeah,
pay-per-views?
something like that. But for all intents and purposes, we'll just categorize it all the same.
Yeah.
But of all the pay-per-views I've seen all year, I think this is probably one of the better ones.
I would have to agree. This Survivor Series,
there wasn't any blood money involved.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But this Survivor Series is going to be interesting, though. This build-up has been super interesting too. A quick side note on what's been going on with WWE. So they got stuck in Saudi Arabia. They were lacking talent. They brought in NXT talent, and they fast-tracked the invasion angle. So for people that haven't been keeping up, as soon as WWE went to USA, they started this weak invasion angle where UK was invading NXT itself. Like, they did it for a week and people weren't having it. It was kind of whack.
Yeah.
Then, like 2 weeks later, the talent gets stranded in Saudi Arabia, so they pull the trigger on a second invasion angle. And this invasion angle has been working. Nexus can suck my balls.
Well, I mean, were you even watching at that time?
No, that's why they can suck my balls.
That started out really good.
Well, there you go. Started.
Yeah,
and
then
beat
John
all of
Cena.
them
Yep.
in one night.
Yep.
They buried him.
We're gonna have to go back and look at that.
I'll definitely go back and look at that.
And we'll break down that whole Nexus storyline.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Me and that's totally kayfabed up. Those cuts, aren't they?
Maybe we're watching
It's
the
replay in the
opening.
back,
yeah, we're watching the opening clip of Omega. I guess he's getting looked at by a doctor and telling him that they haven't cleared him. He's got some cuts on his back. You're saying they look fake? I don't know.
Look at the black eye right now. It looks kind of made up.
The black eye
gimmicked
does look a little bit.
Why don't we gimmick up some cuts too, brother?
Yeah. I mean, if it is all fake, which it kind of does seem like it is, they need a better makeup person.
Mm-hmm. So the invasion angle, back to WWE real quick. The build-up's been awesome. We've been able to see matches that we wouldn't have thought of. We saw Walter versus Seth Rollins this past weekend. We saw Daniel Bryan versus Adam Cole the first night on that Friday. Adam Cole went over clean.
Yeah.
Then we have this whole OC invading NXT because the Undisputed has been invading the main roster, and now we have, is Finn the fourth guy? Is he joining, or is he the fifth guy? Is he going to join his buddies with the club and AJ, or is he going to join the Undisputed Era and further expand their faction? It makes more sense that he joins the club, and they finally give us what we wanted. Jesus?
Yeah. But I mean, as good as they're doing, I can't say that I'm. When you compare it to AEW, I just AEW is such a breath of fresh air.
It's the new girl, and that's what and that's what I've been telling everybody.
But look at the main event that they did tonight. And we'll get to that, and you know, we'll give our thoughts. But there wasn't like a fuck finish. That was a finish. And they haven't gone back on their whole wins and losses matter narrative that they were putting out there. It is a breath of fresh air.
If I had to
it's not just it's the new girl.
If they ask me like which one's better, and I had to be honest, I would probably say storyline wise, and because of the invasion thing that's going on, NXT, because wrestling wise it's equivalent. But you're right, this is a breath of fresh air, because we're getting to see all new wrestling with all new different guys going at it, and new storylines, and they're new storylines. They're 100% new. We haven't seen any prior storylines, so there's nothing that like we can compare it to within this. We can compare it to other company stuff, but this is all their this is their storylines. This is their book. So it is a breath of fresh air, but it is the new girl though too.
Maybe a part of it is that, but
because wrestling wise with NXT, I think they're on par.
I can see myself just going forward. I see myself following AEW all the way through, unless it gets like, late 2000 WCW.
If Jeff Jarrett comes in here and starts being the fucking Inner Circle guy, I'm done, dude, with that shit.
Yeah,
I was not done with NWO 2000.
But that's what I'm saying. If it gets WCW late 2000 bad, I was
a Wolfpack guy.
I'm out.
Hate on the Wolfpack. I was still down with the Wolfpack. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. Might wind up in a body bag, bro.
But Raw, God, especially SmackDown, just because it's on such an awkward night. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. Last thing I want to do is come home and watch wrestling on a Friday. It's just background noise. NXT fine, NXT's good. But everything else is just background noise, like Rusev getting cucked.
It seemed like they were improvising on Monday, and they were like messing up words, and they were like stumbling on their words.
Yeah,
actually, you know what? It wasn't improvised. It was scripted, and Rana just couldn't come up. She was stumbling on her words.
Yeah, you have all the good, but you have all the good, but you're also taking the bad too, and the bad is that you have that storyline, that very awkward storyline that clearly no one, except maybe Lashley, is enjoying.
We get to make out with Lana and grab her ass.
So, yeah,
it's no good.
This is how out of the loop I am as far as WWE goes. I'm not like 100% sure what else they're doing on that, but.
So right now, it's all the build-up to Survivor Series. They're setting up. Shayna keeps on attacking. First, it was Bayley, but she came out on Raw and attacked Becky. But then fat-ass Bayley came out, and I don't mean like she's obese. I mean she's got a fat ass. She came out and attacked Shayna after Shayna attacked or interfered, and then Becky and Bayley were going at it while Shayna just casually walked away. So she kind of got them going at it and then left.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on with that. And then we have all three champions. We have Intercontinental Champion, USA Champion, and North American Champion at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I think all three champions are also going at it. Oh no, I could be mistaken on that. Yeah, there's no way Adam Cole's gonna face Brock Lesnar.
I was gonna say, I'm also tired of Brock. You know, I don't know why they have such a hard on for him. Well, I do know why. I can definitely see why the hard on is there, but just the way that they took the belt off of Kofi,
pretty disrespectful.
Yeah, you did all this build up. They did a whole documentary on it, on that. What is it, the 24/7, whatever it's called?
That whole Ghana thing was freaking awesome.
Yeah. He went to Ghana as the champion, and they take it all away from him in just a couple seconds.
What if they put it on Ray? What if Ray takes it off of Brock?
Well, I don't see that happening. That's not happening.
Yeah, that'll be weird. That's not happening.
No.
What's going to go on with this Dominic Ray versus Brock thing?
Yeah, before you know it, they're gonna do like a Dominic and Ray versus Brock.
Well, everyone was saying like, oh, it's fucking. They're setting up the third for Kane. Kane took the first one in MMA. Brock took the second one, and that's why it was such a squash. But the reason it was such a squash is because Kane had a fucked up knee. It was heavily taped up. You can, if you guys go back and watch it, one of his knees, I think his left one, is super taped up. Well, not taped up, but it's super protected. And he probably wants to go on and aggravate it even more.
Yeah, but if you do that, like, you're gonna have to take it off and put it on Kane. And from what I heard, they're not really all that accepting of him.
No, the first night he came out without a shirt, and then after that, he's wore a shirt except for when he wrestles now.
Well, I'm like, just the locker room isn't all that accepting of him coming in.
Why would you?
Exactly.
He cuts horrible promos.
He needs a Paul Heyman of his own.
He can't wrestle. I don't care what anyone says. He might have had like one or two good matches with people that work with him, but we've seen him with a couple people.
you need to put him in a match where somebody else is carrying the match.
Look, it's very impressive what I've seen from him, but
oh yeah, and there's definitely potential, and you can see that he's somebody that does want to learn and get better, but he's not someone that should be in the spot that he's in, and he certainly shouldn't. If they do that third match, it shouldn't be now, and they shouldn't take the belt off of Brock.
That match that they literally had was Brock and Kane going 40% at each other in the sparring match.
Pretty much.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I wish they would have wrestled. Like
pro wrestling. Yeah.
Yes. If I wanted MMA with them,
you could have just gone and watched.
Could have rewatched what happened in the first one.
But I also feel that since it's WWE, that first match, that first fight that they had in UFC, that happened in UFC, and that's where it's staying. It doesn't count.
Well, they could go on from that point, and they could just make Brock win 2 in a row. And that's it, and then get Kane out of here. But they signed him to a contract. Where do they go with him from here?
I don't know, because you don't put him in the mid card. You don't put in, because he has a name right now. Mm-hmm. So you don't put him in the mid card.
Does that mean Kane's never coming back?
Like mayor of Knoxville, mayor of Knox County,
Undertaker's brother.
Maybe. No.
Not for a while, at least. Not while Kane's there.
Not while.
Kane Velasquez.
Maybe they bring back Glenn Jacobs as Isaac Yankem.
What?
Yeah,
that'd be something. That'd be crazy.
As Fake Diesel.
As Fake Diesel?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, they repackage him. Because, they can't have two guys named Kane.
No. Kane the Undertaker? You don't like that one?
Yeah, that was the original name for the Undertaker.
Yep. They had to drop the Kane. Here, let me pull up the AEW Full Gear match so we can look at the card.
Yeah, let's change gears.
Yeah, let's change gears to Full Gear. This was supposed to be a shorter one, but we got sidetracked talking wrestling.
But I'm gonna have to start keeping a closer eye on what WWE's doing, because I do want to watch Survivor Series. I mean, at the end of the day,
you coming over, brother? We can get some pizzas.
Yeah.
My friend Uriel's coming, so you and him can come over.
Oh, dude, yeah. We've been here for the big four pretty much, except were we here for Royal Rumble? No, right? I know we were here for WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and now it's gonna be Survivor Series.
I know you guys come over for the pay-per-views. I should invite Frankie. I know Frankie's interested in some of them, but I kind of just forget because he's usually here Saturday for the fights.
Right.
So I'm like,
who won Royal Rumble?
This past.
Yeah.
Was it Shinsuke?
Was it Kofi?
No, Kofi got it through because Ali got injured. Remember?
Was it Roman?
No.
It was Seth.
Was it Seth?
It was Seth. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Exactly.
I don't remember.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Full Gear was this past Saturday. Like I said, I bullied you into.
But hold on.
It.
That with that point though, I remember Full Gear pretty vividly. Yes, I know it was just a couple days ago, but it was a lot more memorable than fucking Royal Rumble. Okay, we can. Yeah, you bullied me. You claim you bullied me into getting it, but I was all in. I mean, I remember I asked you.
All In was 2 pay-per-views ago, all right, bitch? Or last pay-per-view.
I asked you, hey, are you still down?
Oh yeah, you fucking asshole. So Jesus tried to.
I guess I ghosted you for a little bit.
No, Jesus, he blew me off.
I left you on scene.
Jesus blew me off. I'm like, hey, Jesus.
I didn't blow you off, you asshole.
I'm like, Jesus, let's watch this pay-per-view later on. I'm like, we'll split it. And you're like, I'm going to watch it for cheap. And then I'm like, okay, cool.
No, I asked you what time it was, and you told me at 7.
Yeah.
And I was going to follow up with... You
guys heard it. He was going to follow up.
Yeah, but then, the day went by, and, I was doing shit, and, And,
so mind you, I was watching the fight.
And I got a shitty phone that's always dying.
Mind
like
you, before this,
60%.
the fights were in Moscow, so I was watching the fights till 4:30. And I left my house at 6:30, to go toy hunting and buy food. Because I'm like, I don't want to spend $50 on a whole pay-per-view by myself. I'm like, I could find the link, or I could just wait for a link the next day. I'm like, I got time. I'll leave. I'm going to go toy hunting. So I left toy hunting. So go ahead, Jesus.
Yeah, so I hit you up at like 6:30.
Closer to 7.
It was 6:30.
It was closer to 7.
No, it was 6:30.
I think it was closer to 7.
It was 6:30.
I think it was closer to 7.
And I was like, so what? You still down to watch this thing?
And I'm like, you piece of shit. I think I had hit TDs and I had found the Muhammad Ali thing. And then I was either walking in Five Below or Target. I think I went to GameStop and I left because their prices kind of pissed me off. I walk in there at $22.99. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you jackasses. I'm like, why'd I even come in here? I go in there just in case they have something really cool that I want. Yeah. Like Palpatine on the throne. I don't want that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I don't go in there for the video games anymore.
I haven't gone in there for video games for years.
The last time I went in there for video games was in 2006, when they went through a phase where they were selling like NES and Super NES games for super, super cheap.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember the last time I went in there for games. I'll buy my games at, like, if I'm buying a new Target or whatever, if I'm buying a new, old disc replay.
Yeah.
Not even fucking those other places that charge you.
Yeah, their prices are pretty fair.
Yeah. First match was Proud and Powerful. Santana and Ortiz taking on the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson in a tag team match. Was this just a regular match?
Yeah, it was a tag team match. A couple things that stood out. One being the they did this weird thing where both Santana and Ortiz have a Boston Crab and a gory special going on the Young Bucks both at the same time. So there's 4 guys in the ring in this weird pile.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting visual.
It was a pretty weird pile.
Yeah. That was a pretty interesting visual. Some super kicks, some high flying.
The usual Young Bucks.
Yeah,
spots.
yeah. But looks like the Santana and Ortiz, the former LAX, they went over. They won.
Proud and Powerful. Or Pride and Powerful.
Yeah.
Weak Sauce has name.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the name.
No.
But it's interesting to see that the Young Bucks, as we know, and we brought this up the last time I think we talked. They're really putting over their talent. They have a hand in creative. They have a hand in the company as a whole, and they're really putting over their talent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting and refreshing to see.
And
they're not Triple H-ing it.
No. And we will talk about these guys a little bit more on. We're going to talk about AEW right after this one, but we'll talk about them for the AEW right now. And then after this one, we had Adam Page versus Pac. This one was kind of interesting because we had Pac go over. No, sorry, we had Adam Page go over with the Deadeye, which is like a what would you call it?
It's almost like a reverse tombstone.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to call it. So instead of being forward, he's got him. It's almost like an Alabama Slam tombstone.
Yeah.
Instead of slamming him forward, he drops down. Poof.
Yeah, or like Styles Clash.
Yeah, kind of like that.
But instead of falling forward, he falls on his knees, and it's basically a tombstone.
Yeah. So he went over on Pac. These guys put on a good match. I think the finish was Pac got bumped into the referee into the corner. Then he nut shot. Oh no, that was.
Yeah, at one point he did a low blow on Page. Referee didn't see it, but I think he went for the cover. Not too long after that. Page kicked out and got the win.
Yeah, it was that Deadeye that he finished him cleanly with.
Yeah, so
Pac's first loss, singles loss. I think he had a tag loss.
It was technically a tag loss.
Moxley had left the ring.
Yeah, so it's interesting. We bring that up as interesting because Pac was at one point being a little difficult about getting losses because I think up until that loss at on the TV, he hadn't gotten a loss since WWE.
Well, they had switched one of his matches because he didn't want to. I think he didn't want Omega to go over or something like that. No, he didn't want Moxley to go over, so they switched into him and Omega did put him over.
Yeah, and I don't think Moxley wanted to take the loss either.
No job.
No job. Hey, wrong podcast, bro.
Yeah. Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard taking on Joey Janela. I don't know about this Joey Janela guy. He's new to me, but he got his hair tied in the corner on the turnbuckle.
Yeah, it's something we hadn't seen before. I thought that was really a nice little new thing that we hadn't seen before.
He had to yank it off.
Yeah, he left a lot of hair behind too. I noticed that. Yeah, Joey Janela reminds me of like a poor man's Dolph Ziggler. He's got that look to him. He's done a lot on the indies. I've only heard of stuff that he's done.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, I had never actually he did one for WrestleMania weekend called Joey Janela Spring Break or something like that. But I never checked it out. I never seen it. The AEW really is my first real introduction to him. I don't hate it. I don't hate what he's about, what he's doing. But I think it's too it's like I said, he reminds me a lot of Dolph Ziggler, and I don't know that I want to be reminded of Dolph Ziggler because they've done so much crap with him as a wrestler. They've done too much crappy nonsense with him.
We still have Dolph Ziggler, so why would we want a second Dolph Ziggler? Which I heard he threatened to leave the company after that whole Goldberg angle that he had, where Goldberg was just destroying him.
Yeah,
I heard he threatened to leave the company.
He should.
Yeah, if you're gonna get speared a bunch of times,
he's made his money. He should leave
to AEW, or just be a professional comedian from here on out.
Well, I've heard his comedy. I don't know if he can be a professional comedian.
Okay. Yeah, so Adam Page picks up the victory on Pac, and then the next match after that, the fourth one on the card, or no, it's actually we're on the Shawn Spears one. Shawn Spears beats Joey Janela.
Yep.
I don't remember how, but he beat him. SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky taking on the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix.
Yeah.
King
Ray
Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix.
King Phoenix.
Yeah.
Was the Pentagon spot after, or it was after the pin, right?
Yeah, it was after. No, I think that's how
is that how it finished?
I think that's how the match ended.
Okay, so the lights go out. Pentagon Jr. gets distracted.
Yeah, there's a second Pentagon Jr.
He appears in the ring.
Yep.
And it's
they're kind of they do like the mirror spot. It reminded me a lot of WrestleMania 6 with the two doinks.
Mm-hmm.
And they did like a mirror spot, and where they both did the Cero Miedo thing, and then the second Pentagon attacks the original Pentagon, and then he removes the mask to reveal that it is actually Christopher Daniels.
Yeah. Which I thought was a pretty cool angle, gimmick, spot, whatever you want to call it. I thought it was pretty awesome. Just little shits like that, man. Great execution to a match, to a finish, to an angle. Because if you guys hadn't been keeping up with this during the tournament, the Lucha Brothers weren't even facing off against SoCal, and they attacked Christopher Daniels and fucked up his arm. He was probably really injured and just couldn't continue.
Yeah, they had to find a way to write him out, and so
Scorpio Sky took over as a tag team partner.
Yeah,
to Kazarian.
They would go on to win the tag team titles, and this was a nice callback to that because it's continuity.
Yeah.
So it was a callback to that. You know, Christopher Daniels coming back and getting his revenge on Pentagon and Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. So they retained their championships. And then we had Riho versus Ima Sakura. Ima Sakura is the Freddie Mercury gimmicked up chick. She's awesome. I love her.
She comes out dressed as Freddie Mercury doing the whole thing with the microphone with the
referee spot was awesome.
Yeah, dude, yeah. So she gets in the ring. She's got the Freddie Mercury style microphone where it has like the stick on the end. Mm-hmm. And she's doing her Freddie Mercury shtick, and then at one point she points it at the referee, and the referee just kind of mimes like he's singing.
So first she points at the referee, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
And then she pulls it away, and then gives it back to him, and he's like, no. And then the third one he comes, and then like he pretends like he's singing. Yeah. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it very much. I'm a big Queen fan.
Yeah.
Jesus says and he hates Queen.
Okay.
I won't tell you why, but you know, something to do with Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
Jesus is a homophobe.
Oh, come on! Don't put that out there. I'm not a homophobe.
Hashtag it, everybody.
No, I'm not a.
I've never seen you talk to a gay guy, so I don't know.
I know plenty of gay people. They're
so
good.
Now it's I have a black friend. Is that what you're doing?
No, man, come on. I'm not a homophobe.
No one here is. Is anyone on the show gay? I don't think so.
I love everyone. I've never said, I've never said a bad word about anyone.
Well, now you made it really awkward. So now,
You made it awkward by fucking.
so now I'm thinking you are a homophobe.
No, you made it awkward by calling me a homophobe, you asshole.
All right. You do hate Goldust, but it's all good. Riho defeats her former mentor, teacher,
trainer,
trainer.
Yeah, she does the double foot stomp off the top rope.
Was it real crying before the match? I think it was.
Dude, yeah, it was weird because Emi Sakura was crying, which was weird. That was weird. It had to have been that she was crying, so that was weird. Like
it's kind of weird to us, and the more I think about it, it's like they've been on the indies. That whole thing could be real. It probably is real. The whole mentor thing. She taught her how to wrestle. They're on a pay-per-view in the States.
Yeah, and it is actually a big deal.
Me and you love WCW. This is 2019's WCW.
I like to think that it's better.
Well, yeah, it's been better. Well, we did have the NWO angle, but then they just didn't know what to do with it. If you go back, really, they kind of fumbled, and they kind of were just going as it went.
Yeah, they because they were getting all this WWE talent.
We needed a little bit more planning.
Yeah, and they were like, oh well, they were over there too, just like the first two WWE guys. Throw them in there. But yeah, it's a big deal. It's you have your teacher versus student angle, and it's on a pay-per-view. It's on a major stage. I can kind of see why she would be emotional about it.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah, but it was a little weird because Emi Sakura is supposed to be the heel in all this, but she's the one crying because she's. I can see it. I can definitely see it. In a way, it's almost like she's on this grand stage, going up against something she created.
The champion Riho.
Yeah,
Riho retains. Next match after that was Le Champion with a little bit of the bubbly taking on Cody Rhodes with a stipulation on the match. If Cody Rhodes doesn't win, he can never challenge for the AEW championship.
Yeah, this was actually one of my favorite matches of the night. I thought this was full of a lot of high impact wrestling. No pun intended. You have at one point Cody, we'll just talk about this. Jericho's over on the outside. Cody does a over the top rope suicide dive and just literally face plants into what probably was the only hard steel. Because I don't think that whole ramp was hard steel. I think it was just like that. It
looked like the steel stairs steel.
Yeah.
Like the little triangle things in it that
Yeah, I forget what that's called.
Yeah, metal grating.
No, it's not grating, but I forget what it's called. But it was probably the only part of the stage that was steel. I think everything else was like carpet. That was at the very least made to look like that. So he literally does a faceplant on this. He gets up from it, and you see he's got that gash on his forehead. We were thinking. Remember, we went back and we thought, oh, was that real?
Yeah,
did he blade?
Me and you were not shocked, but we're like, wait, is this real? Did he blade? And they're like, no, we're like, that's not a blade job, dude. And we're like, no, that's a cut. And then the more they showed it, we're like, that's a bruise on the cut. Like, that's fresh, dude. Like, but we're like, was it gimmicked up? Like, well, was it planned? Definitely. But was it real? Yes.
Yeah, I still don't know if there was a blade in place somewhere along the way, and the landing was so gnarly that it opened up the cut. But the resulting cut was really gnarly. Like, there definitely was bruising around it, and it was even shaped in such a way where there's no way that was a blade. Like, you saw it was deep.
and triangle. It arrowed.
Yeah, it was.
It came into a point.
Yeah.
At both sides.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
That's like from an elbow or like fucking a kick to the head.
Yeah, it very well could have been.
That's not a blade job. That's from a contusion, or what do they call it? Like that cut was due to a hit, not due to blades. Because dude, you could see the bruising right after, right after a hit.
Yeah, and you saw how he landed. I mean, he landed pretty hard on that.
When we first saw it, we're like, "Oh shit, man, is he good?" And then he got up and you're like, "He's bleeding." And then we're like, "Did he blade?" And then they focus in on it, and we're like, "Oh shit!"
If
they did it very well.
That's what I was gonna say. If for whatever reason, this was some elaborate blade job, it certainly didn't seem that way, and you know that's why I am enjoying AEW as a whole, because you know it's little details like that. It's not it's not overproduced.
And so Chris Jericho retains due to MJF tossing in the towel at the end.
So Cody's bleeding a ton throughout this match
from the real cut.
Yeah, Jericho has him in the walls of Jericho. Cody's trying to get to the ropes. MJF throws in the towel, and that basically stops the match. Mm-hmm. Jericho retains because MJF threw in the towel and basically forfeited for Cody.
And then you called me a fucking idiot because I wanted to return heel. You're like, well, no, you're fucking dumb, you dumb shit. And I'm like, yo, calm down. This is my house.
Okay, well, I didn't say it like that.
Well, that's how I felt, but okay. Go ahead.
I wanted... So the whole time after the match, MJF and Cody are in the ring. MJF is kind of on his knees apologizing to Cody. You're thinking, oh, MJF is going to turn on Cody. I'm thinking, oh man,
said,
Cody.
This isn't WWE, dumb shit. And I'm like, oh, sorry, bro.
I'm thinking, damn, Cody should turn on MJF for, this guy threw in the towel. He should turn on him.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
But
what I was saying, I'm like, well, it just makes more sense if MJF turns on him, because then Cody could challenge for the title later on.
Yeah, they found
the loophole.
Yeah, there's that loophole.
That looper thing.
But
like that movie,
right,
with Anakin.
Right, that was weird.
I like that movie.
Anything Anakin does that's not Star Wars is weird.
I enjoyed it.
Didn't we see that together?
We might have.
We might have seen that together. But yeah, I was thinking, Cody's gonna turn, but now MJF actually turns on Cody.
Yeah, I was calling for it. I'm like, come on, do it. And he kicked him in the nuts when Cody finally extended his arm to forgive him for throwing in the towel.
Yeah,
and I was happy.
Yeah, someone threw a drink at MJF. Yeah.
That was not staged, because unless it was staged, and then the security guard was staged as well. But we had the security guard come rush out, and then the camera angle turned away from him. So either they didn't want us to see what the security guard was going to do to take that guy out, or because if it was super staged, they would have left the camera angle on him a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was staged. I think that guy was just being a dick.
It's entirely possible. I mean,
he could still watch it and just never go to an event and then be like, I was the guy that threw a fucking drink at MJF.
It's entirely possible. I mean, fans. I mean, we saw it all the time in WCW. They would just throw shit.
We recently saw it in the UFC when Yair poked Little Heathen Stevens in the eyes.
Hey, look, and anyone listen, don't be a dick. Don't throw shit in the ring, because
Yeah, this is WCW.
Bad shit can happen.
1996.
It was 1996. It's 2019. Don't.
This wasn't a crazy.
Be good fans.
It was a heel turn, but it wasn't a Hogan-esque heel turn.
Be good fans.
You remember when Hall gets hit with a drink?
Yeah.
And he's like,
yeah, he's just like rubbing it into his hair.
He combs it out, yeah. That shit was awesome.
Oh, dude, there's a clip out there of like a full glass bottle. I guess at some point they would sell bottles at arenas or stadiums. just narrowly misses Eric Bischoff.
In WCW?
Yeah.
When he's sitting on stage?
I don't know if it's on. I don't remember if it's on stage or if it's in the ring, but there's a clip out there of that. A fucking bottle like that would do some damage.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope the Mexicans in the crowd didn't have bottles that night because they were throwing everything, and they had security guards had to escort Thompson out right away.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Thompson, Little Heathen Stevens, not Thompson. Little Heathen.
Yeah, you know somebody probably pissed in a cup and threw it.
Could be. They were pissed. Those Mexicans were pissed that day. They wanted that fight, and Yair scratched him like 15 seconds into the fight.
Jeez. Yeah.
And that stopped the fight. This guy couldn't see. He couldn't open his eye. He was like, wow.
What a heel move.
Yeah, super heel. Ref caught it, though. Ref caught it. And then what did I tell you right before the match? I'm like, hey, Jesus. I'm like, I think these guys are going to go for it. I'm like, we got Moxley. I'm like, he's from CZW. And I'm like, we got Omega that'll rise to the occasion. I'm like, that motherfucker wrestled a doll and a 13-year-old girl and brought it.
So he's down to do anything.
Yeah, I'm like, him and Moxley are gonna bring it. What'd they do?
They brought it.
I heard they're gonna scale back on the hardcore.
Yeah, I think they should. Because you do one hardcore match fine, but if you do like 3 of them, then all of a sudden you're the hardcore company.
Yeah.
So, and I'm personally not a fan of hardcore like that.
What about once a pay-per-view?
I think even that's a bit much.
Build. Hardcore match to pay-per-view.
No, I think, once every couple of months, once every couple of pay-per-views, if the build is right, fine. Because
I'm saying this because,
and also
we're getting Moxley,
and also maybe not to the degree of what we saw on Saturday.
We're getting Moxley. What's his name?
Darby Allin.
Yeah, and that's 100% going to be hardcore, or it's going to lead into something hardcore. And if it doesn't, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, that's possible.
Possible. It's more than likely.
Yeah.
Like I'd put it on the more than likely side.
I don't know. I put it on the possible side. I mean, I think if they want to step away from that hardcore image, they need to scale it back on. They basically need to remove the guys that are typically associated to hardcore. They need to remove that element from them.
Darby
and
face paint skateboarder.
Yeah, but I know you like it. You like Darby Allin, but I don't know. I can't take him seriously.
I don't like the leggings.
Yeah,
under the shorts.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
That guy can wrestle.
He's pretty
good.
He's very good.
Yeah, he took a nice power bomb onto 2 extended chairs, which was pretty sick.
Yeah.
By God.
Yeah,
broke him in half.
They beat him like a government meal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't take him seriously. Okay, the face paint is one thing, but I can't do the shorts over the.
Let's do the whole face.
Leggings.
Let's do the whole face.
I don't know that
you never go full retard.
I have mixed feelings on the skateboarding down to the ring too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I told you earlier, +1 for the skateboarding to the ring, -2 because I broke my leg when I was a kid.
Yeah, so that hits home.
Yeah, it might have been on me, but too bad. It's on him now.
Right.
These guys went at it, Omega and Moxley. Let's see if I can bring up a couple spots. The mousetrap board.
Yeah, there was a board with mousetraps. They were set and they were stapled to a board. If I recall correctly, Omega took the first bump off of that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're right. The only bump, because I asked you, I'm like, who's taking the bump, and you're like Omega, because he's the one that brought it out, and then Omega took it, but there's still half of the traps were still open, and I'm like, who's gonna take the second bump? But they only did one bump.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a waste of mouse traps. But Omega also brought glass from the coffee table.
Yeah, there was a.
Do you think there was a coffee table book on the coffee table about coffee tables, like the Seinfeld one, with little legs that came up?
There should have been.
I'd buy that.
I'd buy that too. Yeah. There was a glass spot. They spread the glass out. They spread the glass out in the ring. They did a bump off of that. It looked kind of gnarly because they would sit up and their backs, they had like blood on them. So
barbed wire bed that they
the big spot of the night was the barbed wire. It wasn't even a bed. It was like a barbed wire structure.
Did we not get a winner?
Yeah, Moxley won. So they did the big spot off of the stage into this barbed wire structure. And remember I compared it to One Night Stand, ECW One Night Stand, when they had to cut Terry Funk out of the barbed wire. This barbed wire seemed a little bit more gimmick. It didn't look like they had to cut anybody out.
No, didn't you see his cuts on Monday? They showed him, bro.
Right. Okay.
We just saw Mox, or we just saw Omega's cuts. He wasn't sanctioned, or he wasn't allowed to wrestle because of them.
Sure. Yeah.
He had a nasty black eye. Remember?
So after they did that bump off the stage onto this barbed wire structure, they did a bump where they go through a spotlight on the stage.
That was pretty cool. The V trigger and Omega V triggered. Is it the V trigger?
Yeah.
He V triggered
when he runs at the dude. Yeah.
And he Kinshasas them.
Yeah.
He Kinshasa'd him into the spotlight with the Full Gear sign on there.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And they didn't do the whole stupid thing where sparks and fire and shit shoots out of there. So I can appreciate that because that just looks cheesy.
I would have enjoyed it.
No, that looks cheesy as fuck.
Couple sparks? Like,
no.
2?
No.
Just like, just like a, that's it.
They're back in the ring.
Like, hey, there's electrical. It could have blown up. Not it. Mini blew up.
They're back in the ring. Moxley starts cutting the ring apron off the ring.
Oh, yeah, they did do that.
He removes the canvas. It's the bare wood. Does the dirty deeds on the bare wood for the win.
It was a long match. It was a good match.
It was a good match. I think I may have made the comment of like, well, he's got the blade right there. Just fucking stab the guy.
Yeah. He did expose and showed us how the ring was made.
Yeah. Just it's a foam cover on top of a bunch of boards and
one thin foam cover.
Yeah, like a memory foam topper
over some boards.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, man. All in all, awesome pay-per-view. I had invited Uriel, but he had a birthday party to go to, so.
That's too bad. I think he would have enjoyed it.
He's coming for Survivor Series.
Has he been following AEW?
We'll see.
Okay. I think he would have really enjoyed it had he been here.
I think he had been because I think he was interested, and he's like, "Fuck." He's like, "Is it today?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're on Saturdays." He's like, "Shit," because WWE does Sunday.
Yeah.
So AEW for 11/13/2020, Kenny Omega cut the promo where his back's all cut up. He's got a broken eye. Well, not broken eye. Black eye.
Yeah. So they started out with him talking to one of the trainers or one of the doctors. They're telling him, "Nah, y'all can't wrestle." But Moxley can.
He specifically asked, "What about Moxley? Or how's Moxley?" And the doctor's like, "Well, actually,
you should mention
he can wrestle. He's good enough to wrestle." So Moxley comes out and squashes Nakazawa, who throws away the oil, doesn't even use it. He's the guy that oils himself up, squeezes out stuff.
Okay.
The oily Asian guy.
Yeah. Right.
That's his gimmick. I'm not making this shit.
You just call him a greasy Asian guy?
I said oily gimmick. You're an oily Asian guy, but yes. That's what
Oh,
he is.
who? Yeah, you're a racist.
Well, I guess. That oily Oriental.
Oh, fuck, dude.
It's alliteration. That's not being racist.
I'm getting out of here.
It's O-O.
All right, we're done.
We so sorry.
I'm
Frappy
okay.
Dicky, wrong time.
You know what? I'm walking out of
Do
here.
you know where I can get Frappy Dickies? I'll get one.
Flappy Dickies are us.
Flappy Dickies. Nakazawa tosses
Wrong
away the
podcast.
oil. Moxley picks up a quick victory. Double arm DDT, like 2 minutes, man. Dude, 2-minute match.
Yeah.
It was mostly for Moxley to cut a promo afterward, challenging anybody in AEW to come at him because he wants the best. Later on, we'll get an answer to that challenge. The Dark Order versus Jurassic Express. We missed the Dark Order entrance because of Jesus.
Yeah, so that's right around when I got here. The Dark Order comes out with those dudes all fucking spazzy.
Jesus wants
weird.
a midget.
Yeah, I do want a little person paired with Dark Order because I think
Midget, all right?
it would be. No, you got on my shit last time for calling them that.
It's a stronger word than little person. What the fuck
No.
kind of shit is that? They're
No,
not
you
little.
got on my shit.
You're
You
belittling
got
them.
on my shit last time.
They're not little
I'm
people.
I'm
They're
gonna be the
people.
I'm gonna be the PC one.
Midgets
here.
are people, not little people, all right? Jerk. I'm going to defend midgets all day. They're all cute and cuddly. You can dress them up like bears.
All right, I'm gonna get on.
Would you bang a midget?
I'm not gonna answer that. So
I'm not going to lie. I've checked out a hot midget porn
okay.
a couple times. There's some hot midgets out there. But
So
when it's my thing, I just need a different taste. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you need fish. You don't
instead
want-
of
you don't want-
chicken.
instead of
Yeah.
chicken or steak. You need a little bit of fish sometimes.
Yeah, I am of the opinion that they should have a little person coming out with them with the spazzy dudes. I even suggested bringing fucking Hornswoggle. I mean, he'd be perfect.
Probably not doing anything. He even admitted himself he spent a lot of his WWE money on WWE memorabilia.
Okay, cool. That's someone who loves the business.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say like he spent his money on like crack or something.
No, I think he's good on that. So the Dark Order is taking on Jurassic Express, Marco Stunt, and
Yeah, temporarily filling in
Luke
for
Sideshow Luke Perry.
well, it's Sideshow Luke Perry's son.
Okay.
I don't know what his
Something
son's name
Perry.
is. Yeah, it's David Perry. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah, he Marco Stunt temporarily filling in for Luchasaurus, and you have Jungle Boy. I think it's Jack Perry, because JR will sometimes call him Jungle Jack.
I think you're right. The only thing I do remember from the match was and it was a quick match, a botch spot by Marco Stunt. He slipped off the ropes, and then they went back to it.
Yeah, that's right.
Then he went back to it. He was supposed to hit a Hurricanrana on the fat dude, or no, the bald guy. With the
Right.
face paint. I don't know.
Right. And so I at that point I said I don't like when they reset after a botch. They should just move forward and go with it.
And then I called you a quitter.
Well, I mean, in a real fight, you're not gonna be able to reset. So
Maybe not you.
it adds to the realness.
Maybe not you, but I always reset. So
Okay. Well,
you gotta reset your feet. But okay.
all right, fine. But then so they Dark Order hits their finishing move. Do you remember what it's called? I don't remember what it's
I
called.
don't remember what it's called, but it's like
They
fat dude's holding him up.
Yeah, the dude with the mask is holding him up, gory special style, while
Bald dude.
the bald dude goes up to the
It does like a flip cut.
like
into
a
cutter.
flip into like a diamond cutter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So they do that on Little Marco Stunt. Match is over. Dark Order gets the win. They proposition Marco Stunt into joining Dark Order. They're trying to give him the mask. Jungle Boy comes in for the save, tells him to fuck off. And they attack Jungle Boy, which prompts the return of Luchasaurus.
Yeah, which you hate. Which I
didn't hate I didn't hate Luchasaurus. I love the gimmick. It's a great gimmick.
You said he was a lizard, which is insulting, but okay.
It is more. He is very lizardy.
All right.
So he reminds me a lot of Drago from Lucha Underground.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, me too. He does remind me of that guy.
Right?
Tag team right there. Can he join Jurassic Express?
Oh, he should.
That'd
totally.
be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Dragons are real, right? Like back then?
Komodo dragons are.
No, I'm talking about like dragon, like Game of Thrones dragons. Like they were real at one point, right?
Why not?
All right. Yeah, dinosaurs were real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A dragon is basically a dinosaur.
That's what I'm saying. Komodo dragon.
So then Luchasaurus is coming down the ramp, kicking ass. He's literally kicking ass because he's giving these really nice looking kicks. The dude is a lot bigger than
everybody.
He's a lot taller than I.
This tag team makes a lot more. Jurassic Express makes a lot more sense with him back.
Yeah.
In the big guy spot instead of Luke Perry's son.
Yeah. So he comes in, makes the save, gives Marco Stunt the mask, tells him that's yours, and all three of them pose on the ropes.
Got to pose. Hogan's got to pose.
Yeah.
After this, we have Aaron Spears versus Peter Avalon, I think, versus Darby Allin.
Yeah, it's like some weird triple threat thing. Clearly a squash to get Darby Allin over. Darby Allin comes out, cuts the promo that he accepts Jon Moxley's challenge.
Yeah. That's pretty much what the match was set up for, because Spears just gets taken away. And
yeah,
then
Joey Janela comes out, starts fighting with Spears. They go off into the crowd and never to be seen or heard from again.
Yeah. Avalon takes the loss.
Yeah, Peter Avalon, poor guy. What a unfortunate. He's like the resident jobber, it seems like.
Yeah.
And Spears gets the win.
Mm-hmm. Nyla Rose versus Day Jordan, I think it was. Donna Jordan or Day Jordan?
I think it was Dana Jordan. Dana Jordan.
Okay. Pretty much a squash match for Nyla. She beats the shit out of this poor girl. I don't think this girl might have gotten like one move in.
Yeah, Nyla Rose does a really gnarly kick to Dana Rose. It's just impressive. And gets the win. Yeah, this is basically a squash. Had you seen Dana before? No?
My first time.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is probably the first time.
And we hadn't seen Nyla in a while, since probably the pay-per-view? Maybe a couple times since then, but not really.
The last time I remember seeing Nyla on the show was when she had the match with Riho. That first show. So this is what, like number 6?
Yeah, or 7.
Yeah, so it's been a
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they got her on here to remind us that she's still there.
Yeah, and she's squashed.
And a force to be reckoned with.
Jordan. Right after that, not weirdly, they're interviewing Allie, and then Awesome Kong appears with Brandy behind her. They beat up Allie and cut her hair. We forgot to mention that Awesome Kong could cut. Well, it was on the pre-show. So
on the pre-show for Full Gear, you had the match between Dr. Britt Baker, who's a shoot doctor, by the way.
She's not a real doctor?
She is a real doctor. No, shoot is real.
Okay,
yeah, kayfabe is... Yeah. Kayfabe is not real.
Well, she is a real doctor. She's a dentist, but okay.
Whoa.
Am I an anti-dentite?
You are an anti-dentite. Yeah, shit. All right, then. So on the pre-show for Full Gear, you had Britt Baker versus Dr. Britt Baker versus... what was her name? Priestley.
B. Priestley?
Yeah, Bea Priestley. So during that match, Awesome Kong comes out and cuts Priestley's hair. And here in this instance where they're interviewing Allie or whatever, Awesome Kong comes out with Brandy Rhodes, and they attack Allie and take some of her hair.
Mm-hmm. Then she sniffs it.
Yeah, and puts it around her belt or something.
Yeah, she's collecting trophies. Jericho comes out. He's cutting a promo now.
Yeah.
Wants the crowd to thank him for what he's been doing at AEW. MJF comes out and he kind of wants thanks for what he's been doing or what he did to kind of help Jericho. And then it becomes a thing where Jericho's like, "Do
you want to join the inner circle?" And MJF says,
"Well, so do you want to join the inner circle?
Do you want me to join the inner circle?
Do you want to join the inner circle?
Do you want me to join the inner circle?
Do you want to join the inner circle?
Do you want me to join the inner circle?" I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. They did a lot better than me and Jesus. Jesus, look at it. We'll work on it.
We do it no justice.
Yeah, it was pretty good, done by both of them. Jericho calls him out, and he's like, "Do you just want to be like me?" And he's like, "We're 3-letter guys, both good looking. We got big dicks."
Name drops Hoovy.
Yeah,
Juventud Guerrera.
Yeah. He's like, "Your parents made you when I was beating Juventud 25 years ago."
Yeah.
And the crowd's like, "Hoovy, Hoovy." And then MJF's like, "Who the fuck is this Hoovy guy?" They didn't say fuck, but whatever.
Ed Jericho says, "Google it."
Yeah, Google it. A little bit of the bubbly. Yeah, so they cut a nice little promo between the both of them.
Yeah, then it comes down to where they both agree on that Cody is the dumbest person in AEW, or the worst person in AEW.
Cody attacks MJF and Jericho, but then Wardlow attacks Cody because Cody actually gets over on these two guys, and then Wardlow, where the fuck that is, comes out and
I guess Cody. They've been doing promos for him. I don't remember seeing one last week.
Not memorable. I'll tell you that much.
The week before when I was here, I don't remember seeing it. I do remember seeing it like a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, I don't think they did one last week or the week before for Wardlow. But yeah, I hadn't seen him. We both were like, "What the fuck is this guy?" And it's revealed that obviously he's with MJF because he's wearing the Burberry tie that is similar to MJF's scarf.
Yeah.
MJF gives the order, choke this motherfucker, and he's choking Cody out with the tie.
Yeah, he's hanging him on TV. Just like Moxley Moxley got hung by the chain from Omega.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna recreate. Do you want to just play the clip of when we were talking?
I don't know which one exactly it was.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, there's a really good clip.
They're not named. I can play it. I can put it out as an individual clip.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Look,
they just have numbers right now as the
titles. Look out for that.
Yeah. We're testing the levels. Pac versus Hangman Page.
A rematch.
Yeah, it was a rematch from the pay-per-view. And the third one, I guess Pac had picked up the first one. This was a rematch, yeah, because Hangman Page had called out Pac and told him he was going to show him some cowboy shit. He beat him, and now they were having a third one for the series. And starts off super fast. They both get in a lot of their offense, and then a lot of similar offense. The moonsault from Hangman Page. We got the Falcon Arrow on this guy's back to finish the match into the Rings of Saturn from Pac to Page.
Yeah, there was even one point where they were going to call back to the pay-per-view and do the whole ref low blow spot. But
Page caught his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very similar, and it was just to kind of even out the series. Well, not even out the series. To give the series to Pac.
It was the rubber match.
Yes. Rubber man match.
Yeah.
After this, the Young Bucks and Santana and Ortiz feud in the back. They go at it. They're fucking each other up. They get broken up. They go back at it.
One of the guys from Proud and Powerful does a spot where he jumps off of like a forklift onto a bunch of the crew that are trying to separate the whole
After the Bucks had put the other guy through a table.
Yeah. And then the Bucks start super kicking a lot of the crew.
They get to the stage eventually and put the Bucks through through a spot that they circled. It's a spot.
So they put them through the stage, kind of like how they put. I don't remember who it was.
The Rockers.
Yeah, no, the Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll Express, one of them. Dude, I was watching 1996. He had googly eyes back then too. One of the guys.
I mean, it's all those hits to the head.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Sport. I don't know how he sees. Sorry, Jesus. I forget you had eye issues. I don't mean to be mean.
I mean, I'm not cross-eyed, dude.
Jesus ghosted all of us in high school for like a whole summer.
I asked you fuckers to come visit me
because he was blind.
I wasn't blind. I had a detached retina.
It's pretty blind to me.
And if I recall, I asked you fuckers to come visit me.
Probably did.
No, you didn't.
No, I said you probably did.
Yeah, I did.
But then you didn't see us all summer.
Yeah, it was more for like a month.
It was like 3 months, but okay.
It was a month.
To be honest, I didn't think it was that big of a deal at that time.
No, you wouldn't have.
I didn't think it was a big deal at the time. Like the whole retina detaching, not the whole going. Like the whole retina being detached. I didn't think it was that big of a. I didn't know like what the hell you were talking about. Your retina detached? Like what the hell does that do? I still don't know. I just know it's important.
Okay.
Because Michael Bisping's detached.
Well, yeah, you get hit in the head a couple times and your retina's going to detach.
Is that what happened to you?
I don't know. They don't know. I don't remember getting hit in the head. Maybe that's the problem.
Gumbo to gumbo, bro, baby.
Right.
It was a pencil, but whatever.
Right.
SCU taking on Jericho and Sammy Guevara for the tag team titles. They're trying to put the titles on the Inner Circle or teasing it.
Yeah, they're saying Inner Circle could have all the gold in AEW
and some bubbly.
Yeah.
Not too memorable of a match in my opinion.
I mean the spots in there weren't all that memorable. It was a typical match. You know, you had early on you had SCU basically running the match and beating down on Guevara. Guevara and Jericho do this sweet little spot where Guevara's posing in the middle of the ring.
Yes.
And Jericho kind of comes in and poses with him.
Yes.
And then it was after that they kind of start beating on Guevara. He's kind of the one taking all the hits. Jericho's in the corner, just trying to get that hot tag. At one point, I guess it starts to get a little chaotic when you have all four guys in the ring. And then Scorpio Sky, you're having Scorpio Sky in the ring with Jericho. Guevara and Kazarian are out on the outside. And just out of nowhere with, I think, a roll-up. Was it a roll-up?
Yeah.
Scorpio pins Jericho.
With a quick roll-up.
Yep.
It was not.
Yep.
It was a slow counter.
So Scorpio goes up to the top rope. He's trying to do some kind of aerial, and Jericho comes in and blocks it with the code breaker. Goes for the pin.
Yeah.
Gets a 2 count. He's arguing with the referee over the 2 count, and Scorpio Sky rolls him up for the pin. And if you remember, I said, "Oh, this is gonna be like a fuck finish. It's not.
Yeah, you were telling me.
It's gonna end in
you said
disqualification."
Like 9 times. I was like, "All right, come on, Jesus." I get it.
That's what I've been conditioned to. That's what I've been conditioned to when it comes to situations where they can't get out of.
Yeah, we got a clean win over.
But we got a clean win. The champion got pinned
by the tag champions in a tag team match.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. Like, that's really refreshing. It all goes back to that. It's really refreshing to see that, because in WWE, they would be of the logic of like, well, you can't have the champion get beat, but you don't want. I don't know. It depends who it is. But in some cases, they might be, oh, well, we don't want this guy on this tag team to get pinned. Well, fuck, what do we do? Oh, just disqualification.
I was more surprised at the clean victory than I would have if they would have changed the titles. I was more surprised at what they did. I was more surprised than if they would have done a funky finish. That's why I did not expect them going over clean. I expected a funky finish or them to put the titles on Cody and
on Jericho.
Yeah,
and
I did not see
Guevara.
a clean win by the tag team champions.
Right.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think I definitely enjoyed that pay-per-view out of everything, or pay-per-view, that main event for tonight out of everything on the show.
Yeah, definitely. I like the promo. I like the promo with MJF and Jericho.
Yeah. That was very. I mean, typically anything that Jericho does is pretty good.
Yeah. Jesus, this was supposed to be a short one. I kind of extended it to a long one because we had a lot to talk about with us paying for Full Gear and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for joining me. Do you got anything else before we get out of here?
No, I mean I love everyone.
Yeah, thanks for the boots.
Yeah, I got you some
Jesus
really.
does not hate gay people.
No, I don't. And you're not a racist against Asians or anyone for that matter.
I'm not. I hate everyone equally.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you a nice pair of Doc Martens.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear them tomorrow. Psych, because I can't wear boots to work. I gotta wear safety boots.
Well, I mean, they're not really like boots. They're just high top canvas shoes.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be one of the cool kids now with your Doc Martens.
Okay. Thank you. I like them.
Sure, yeah.
Go ahead and check out the rewrites. They're playing a show on the 22nd in Michigan, Muskegon, Michigan.
Muskegon.
Muskegon? Do you think that was the original name?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you like a historian?
No.
Fuck off. It's going to be at Unruly Brewing Company. Biffy the Beat Slayer. That's going to be my guy. Jeff right there. He's Biffy. He's the Beat Slayer. He will be slaying beats that night. Slaying them for you guys. And maybe cooking them up. Because he is a chef. In his gimmick as a rapper. I don't know who DD plus Deep is. But I do know who the fucking rewrites are. And they're my buddies. Going with them. Driving them up there. Should be a fun time.
Yeah, you told me to go. I still might. And not alone.
What? You and your girl are gonna go?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Nice.
So we'll see. It is a 3-hour drive.
Yeah, it is. It is a 3.5 hour drive. It is though a long lakeshore drive. So you would be seeing where you would live 3.5 hours away from here. Up Lakeshore Drive. I know that sounds dumb, but... Jeff says it's nice in the summer because the dunes are there. You get to do the dunes, but it's clearly not the summer.
Well, I'm sure it's cold as shit.
Oh, yeah. Just as here, maybe even colder sometimes by a couple degrees.
Yeah.
He sees snow sometimes. Sometimes we don't. We just get the cold. Sometimes we both see a lot of snow. Most of the time we see a lot of snow. We get a lot of the same conditions because we're right off the lake.
There's a lot of ice out there.
Yes.
Right now.
Mm-hmm. I hear it's gonna clear up though for the next couple of weeks. I hope we get it now. That way when I go, it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hope you can join us. We're going to try to get over there for Friday night, and then stay.
Yeah, that would be the plan for us too. You know, we can like get dinner and hang out, and doing the thing.
Yeah, freak out, yeah. Like I said, thanks a lot for joining me, Jesus. Please check out the rewrites and subscribe to my podcast, Full Heel Podcast. Yeah, dig it. Check out my other podcast, Average Joe's MMA Show, also here on the Full Heel Podcast Network. You can find them all under the same download thing on whatever podcast app you have. It's pretty easy. Full Heel, football on Full Heel. If you don't want to hear my stupid voice, it's all Frankie, Jose, and Andres. And then if you do want to hear me on a different podcast, check me out on Average Joe's MMA Show with Jeff as the host, me as the co-host. Yeah. Check out the network, Full Heel Podcast Network. I need to start doing more stuff like pictures and promoting and getting good content. I love you guys. Thanks a lot for downloading. I see the downloads. You guys are the best. The numbers are growing. I love it. I'm going to keep doing it. I hope you guys keep listening. I love you guys. I'm going to go take a blue chew and jerk off. That's how much I love you guys. I'm going to think about the downloads.
Yeah, whoa. I mean, they're not like giving us money.
If Jesus isn't out of here in time, he's going to see me fucking blue chew up all crazy.
Whoa, hold on, man. They're not giving us money. We're not going to say it by name. We're not giving them free advertising.
Peace out.